swear to God, your generation's gonna be the fucking death of me.
What did we do this time?
Jake Paul, fucking Mike
Oh.
Tyson, really?
Yeah.
The audacity?
That's not my generation.
That's close enough. He's 27, you're 19.
Yeah, almost 10 years. It's 8 years.
Yeah, well, it's kind of how generations work.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think you actually might be in our generation. I don't know. But yeah, that's a pretty interesting topic right now.
Yeah, it's been all over. I feel like it's like a cash grab. You know.
See, I wouldn't think that Mike Tyson would do that until I seen the clip of Mike Tyson having that shirt. I was like, sign my shirt right now. And it was like super staged, and
Yeah.
I was like, man, I hope they're not like paying Mike Tyson to lose for money. Like I don't like that.
I don't think that he would lower himself to lose to him. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand why he's doing a cash grab because I mean it's been a long time since he like actually fought. You know, he's still living on knockout money from the fucking 90s.
Yeah.
So
that's interesting though. I'm still gonna be shooting for Mike Tyson, no matter what. But I feel like there's a good chance that they're gonna rig it where Jake Paul wins.
I mean, in all honesty, if Jake Paul was fighting Joe Biden,
Yeah.
I would root for Joe Biden. Like I hate Jake Paul that much.
Why? Is there like reasons, or just because he's one of those guys that are? Oh my gosh!
I don't know. It's just something about him that's like I don't like fake people.
Yeah.
You know, and that's all that he seems to me. He just seems fake. You know, like I don't know, like
Yeah, I agree.
and I really enjoy boxing.
Yeah.
Like I know I've never taken you to like a live boxing fight, but it's so much different.
I still watch I know UFC is different, but I still watch UFC like very regularly.
Yeah, I never really got into that. I mean, I respect it, of course, because I mean that shit hurts. But yeah, how boxing is just so it's so different. Just the way if you watch it in person, just you see a little more of the of their of how they do things. Like I remember the last fight I went to. My favorites were, of course, the featherweights.
Yeah,
but like
that's my favorite is featherweight.
Yeah, but like this one guy gets backed in the corner, and this guy throws 7 punches at him, and just a slight little head tilt.
Yeah,
you know, a little duck here and there, and made him miss all of them.
Yeah,
I'm all like, what the shit? That is impossible. But
they're just really fast.
Mm-hmm.
I just love watching UFC. I don't know what got me into it. I think I just seen some clips one day, and I was like, oh shit. And I went and found more and just snowballed. But I try and watch every fight that I can. Like yesterday was a Sean O'Malley and Verdes, I think. I don't remember what the other guy was, but Sean O'Malley is like one of my favorites. And I really wanted to watch it, but I forgot about it because we were busy yesterday.
Right.
And so I'm going to have to go back and either highlight reel it or hope it's on YouTube. I think it's going to be on YouTube. It didn't seem like a very high dollar fight, but I still really wanted to see it.
Have you seen how like steroid jacked Conor McGregor is?
Yeah.
That is, he's gonna have to go on a fucking dialysis machine to fucking test for UFC.
Yeah.
But he's in the new Roadhouse movie, I guess. So
yeah, apparently, like his character he plays and how he played it actually looked really fucking good.
I wonder if they're still going to keep the Jasper name because there is a Jasper, Florida.
Yeah,
I've stayed the night there in a shitty truck stop, but there is a Jasper, Florida.
I hope they keep a Jasper, Missouri. I'm sure they won't, but it'd be cool.
I mean, it's in northern Florida or southern Georgia, however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the clip from the trailer of the new Roadhouse where Conor McGregor fucking head slams someone.
Yeah. Oh, shit. What's his name?
Like headbutts him so hard.
Yeah, it's the guy that's playing Dalton. He's like, one piece of advice, don't let anybody get this close.
Yeah.
What is the guy that's playing Dalton? He was in Spider-Man. He's in the Gay Cowboy movie too.
The guy that was for Southpaw?
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah. Jake Gyllenhaal.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was in the Gay Cowboy movie. I was like, Brokeback Mountain. Okay. So.
My dad bought that movie. He didn't even know what it was.
Really?
I haven't told you that.
No.
I thought I told the story on here, but maybe not. But anyway, so
I mean, if you did, I forgot. But
well, that means everybody. It means all 8 did too. But
all 8 people.
Anyway, yeah. So like, I'm like playing at my computer and everything, and that was the time whenever it was after my truck wreck. So like, I was kind of getting better, you know.
Yeah.
And anyway, so I was living with Dad, and he always watches movies before he, like while he's going to bed,
Same here.
falls asleep to them and stuff. And he's like, good night, da, 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 and he goes in and I hear him putting the DVD player, on and everything, and I don't think much of it. And then I'm just sitting there at the computer, and I hear, "What the fuck? What the fuck? God damn it!" And then you hear like the hardest press on the eject button of a DVD player, Hey, he comes walking out of his room in his whitey tighties. Have you seen this? I'm like, what? And he shows me the cover and it's Brokeback Mountain. I was like, oh my god, did you buy that? And he goes, yeah. I was wondering why the lady at Walmart was looking at me funny. It's like, Dad, it's just a movie. Just what the hell? Get rid of it or give it away or something. I don't care. So
that's hilarious.
Yeah. For him to throw something away. My dad was just like old school and stuff. He really didn't he didn't hate anybody, but just he was one of those like guys that just I don't understand it, so I'm not going to get involved.
Yeah.
So, but anyway,
that's really funny. I did not know that. It's hilarious.
I don't know how we got from Mike Tyson and Jake Paul to gay cowboy movies. But anyway,
Gyllenhaal, he's the connection.
Yeah, but if Tyson doesn't knock him out by round 3, it's got to be rigged.
I would say that's a fair.
Even at 57 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say that's a fair estimate. Fair prediction.
Well, Jake Paul has 6 knockouts.
Okay.
And he's what, 9-1?
Yeah.
So he has 6 knockouts. And I think Tyson's like 50-9 or 50-6, something like that.
Yeah.
But he's got 44 knockouts.
I think it was 42.
Is it?
I think it was 42.
Yeah.
We checked this. We fact checked this like 3 days ago, but I think it was 42.
Yeah, it's
42 or 44.
Yeah,
still.
Either way.
Yeah.
He's only quadrupling.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't win, I don't know what to tell the world.
I'm excited to see Mike Tyson fight in my lifetime.
Yeah,
that makes me really excited.
Man, everybody used to get so pissed off because, to buy a pay-per-view, it was still like $100. But
wow,
it was harder to get $100 back then.
Mm-hmm.
And so you either pay for it yourself and spend a lot of money, or you get a bunch of friends together and everybody would chip in.
Yeah,
and then you'd have big old like Super Bowl party kind of deal,
Mm-hmm.
And be sitting around ready to watch a fight. Like round 1, bam, it's done. And you're like, what the shit? I just spent $100.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what he used to get in trouble for, that and biting people's ears off and
yeah.
Maybe smacked his wife around a little.
Which we're not gonna
which nobody should do that. Just so we're clear. I've raised him not to ever hit women. But yeah, he went to jail for that. There was some weird thing that was going on with that at the time. Like, he did do something, that's why he went to prison, but she was also like fucking making it way, way worse than what it was. It was like a money grab deal. So
Yeah, we talked about that the other day, and that's what you were
Yeah.
telling me.
Oh hell. Well, what do you got? You got anything you want to talk about?
It's cold.
Yeah.
Being upstairs in this room, it's a little chilly.
Well, we went looking for campsites yesterday.
We did.
What'd you think of that?
We found the one we wanted like the second we got there. So I was like, man, I just drove an hour for this shit.
I don't. I don't think you guys didn't really care about where the site was. I don't think.
I did care,
Did you?
but like as soon as we got there, I immediately picked the one I wanted. So all the other ones were like,
Well,
good old B2.
yeah, yeah. But like, I don't know. Like, as the, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it's different than me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you're like, oh, that one. I want that one. I'm like, but we haven't seen the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how are we supposed to know if that's the one?
Yeah.
You're like, nah, that's it.
And then we did go look around. Sure enough, the one I picked was still the best one out of the whole day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I know sun shines on a dog's ass some days.
there you go.
So I don't know. Is there anything you want to take specifically for that?
I mean, I would like to take the podcast setup
Yeah,
so we can record in the camp out during the camp out.
that would be cool.
That would be really cool. I think we are going to do it. I don't think there's any reason why we can't.
Yeah, I mean,
the wind is going to be a pain in the ass, but
maybe. Yeah, we'll record it. We'll listen to it. If it ain't worth the shit, then we'll just do it later. So we can record one before we go, and then record one while we're there.
We should record one outside, like before we leave for our camping trip, like to see how it still holds up.
Just sitting on the porch and let the cars drive by.
Or like sitting in the yard because of the porch we have like wind cover. If we sit in the yard, there's not so much. Or we can go to the farm,
This is like the most like wanting to prepare that I've ever seen you on this.
Well, it's a really cool thing. Like we're recording the camp out, something we've actually put a lot of time and money into.
Yeah.
And doing it during a camp out, I do want it to be somewhat good,
Yeah. I really want to make sure to go camping more this year because I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's really expensive. I mean, the camping itself isn't expensive, but how you say glamping.
Shit. The only thing you need for camping is a tent, and that's optional, and a pack of hot dogs.
He's like, yeah, I'm going to spend the whole weekend being uncomfortable and not enjoying myself.
Well, the whole thing of camping is just to enjoy the moment. It's not to be comfortable and sleep on air mattress. Like it's supposed to. I'm in the woods. I'm enjoying nature. Nature's not comfortable.
But it can be.
But if you want to be comfortable, stay at home.
I mean, if you want to go out and like camp and like hunt for our food and fish for our food, we can do that. That's enjoyable too.
Yeah,
but you don't do that at Stockton Lake.
Yeah,
So I mean, if you're going to go to Stockton, then you go what you call glamping. Well, you just want to go out in the woods a little bit, and go shoot some squirrels and catch some fish. We can do that.
That's what I'm talking about. Come on.
Don't need no tent. I'll just find an old truck bed. Flip her on over.
You know how many times I've actually went camping in a truck bed?
That does
no camper shuttle, just truck bed and blanket.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a few times. One of the times was with Coulter.
Yeah,
because it was like a big group of us. I don't want to say everybody's names. I don't remember everybody that was there, but we were all like, I don't know, 15, 16. I had just gotten my license, and we drove the red truck out to the farm, and like 8 of us, like no kidding, 8 of us, slept in the bed of the long bed Dodge.
Yeah,
man, was it uncomfortable? But I have never laughed so hard in my life. I did end up putting it in the ditch that night.
Well, it's not a camping trip unless you put it in a ditch. I remember we were camping one time behind the old well, and we had a little campsite picked out there, and we had James's dad's Bronco.
Yeah.
And I mean, we were drinking and driving, but we were doing it responsibly in a field. So, because we had a path around the field,
Yeah.
and so we were just, I don't know why, but we were just like cruising around the field, just weren't even getting close to the road, just at a top speed of like 5 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And then, then James sees a raccoon, and I mean, just flogs on it, and
Yeah.
we take off, and he fucking cranks it left, and we go right through the bean field. And come out the other side of it. And he's like, "Fuck! Why'd I do that?"
Yeah.
Because I mean, grow beans to cut them so you could sell them, so you could, pay for more camping, and so. Yeah.
I'm sure that ground was somewhat soft.
Yeah, your grandpa was not real thrilled.
Yeah. I think that's a canon event for teenagers, though. You have to put it in the field at least once.
Yeah, we had a Jeep out there one time. We got stuck in the middle of the bean field. Let's see. We did all kinds of shit out there.
Do you remember my first driving lesson from you?
Well, we had a bunch of girls come out, and they started motor wrestling for some reason. I don't know why.
Don't question it.
I didn't. So it's like, go ahead. Hey, you'd be surprised who it was. And I don't know. We did a lot of fishing, stocked the quarry, a lot of drinking. I mean, a lot of drinking.
You're supposed to. That's part of being a teenager.
I remember we had one guy there. Everybody passed out except him, and we had like probably a week's worth of firewood. But we'd all gone out and cut and everything. He burned it all in one night.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I remember Matt. He passed out, and he passed out in the lawn chair. Had his feet like on a rock next to the campfire and everything. I woke up and his boots were melted and like smoking and everything. And he's like, running to the creek.
Do you remember that big black truck I had?
Mm-hmm.
We had a bonfire, and we had everybody had brought like old furniture that they were throwing away, and we just threw it on the fire. One of which was a couch, a bedside table, and a chair. I think the table ended up there too.
Which, by the way, are you ever going to pick all that shit up?
At some point. But at the beginning of the night, my truck was a perfect distance away from the fire.
Yeah.
It was great. You could sit on the tailgate and you get warm,
Mm-hmm.
By the end of the night, I didn't have taillights. Like, they completely melted off. They melted off my truck, and like the paint was all like the truck was black, so it couldn't get more black,
Oh yeah. Sometimes you gotta learn lessons the hard way.
But anyway, do you remember the first driving lesson that you gave me?
That is in that field that I was just talking about.
Yeah. I still remember that very well, because we were you pulled out in the middle of the field, or I pulled into the middle of the field, and you were like, okay. And there were hay bales like all throughout the field. Yeah. So this was like a fucking obstacle course.
Yeah. And plus you had JoJo running alongside the truck.
Yeah. So I had to worry about the dog. And so we go out to the middle of the field, you tell me to stop, and you're like, all right, just put it to the floor.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what do you mean put it to the floor? And you're like, put it to the fucking floor. And so put it back in drive and just fucking slammed. And just went sliding. We probably shouldn't have at that time. I mean, I think it was the middle of summer.
It was.
But the field was still fairly soft. And just fucking slam it. And I go just shooting down the field, dodging hay bales. And I start like losing control, so I stop it real quick, like just before we hit a hay bale, and I was like, "So why did I do that?" And you were like, to like kind of simulate you like driving on icy roads. Yeah, that's what it was, because you've been able to control losing control. Yeah, and I was like, "Huh, kind of made sense." But that was I still remember that. It's a very short memory, but it's one of my favorites when it comes to driving.
Well, you gotta know what it's like to be out of control, so you don't panic whenever you do go out of control.
And I've gone out of control several times. And
I know.
But I was able to handle it a lot because of that day.
Yeah.
Like, very quickly, I was like, why the hell am I doing this? I gotta control it. And that was the whole reason for it.
I remember
It's like getting thrown off in the water to swim.
whenever the first time you drove through Joplin, and God, I want to strangle you. 'Cause, like, we're rolling up to a 4-way stop, and you just weren't stopping. And I was all like, stop. And you do like the typical 16-year-old teenager thing, and you look at me, still going forward, and go, why? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get mad at me whenever I go,
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I almost hit the cop.
Yeah.
Like on our first day, me driving in Joplin. I think that was the circumstance that you were just talking about. Like, you were taking me to stop, and there was a cop in front of us, and I almost hit the cop. That would have been an interesting day, because I don't think I was 16. I think I was my permit.
Yeah.
And because you were with me. But, man, that was interesting.
It was.
And then I'm sure, like, maybe a few months later, I wrecked it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rolled the piss out of it.
Yeah.
Man, my fucking shoulder. My shoulder still hurts from that.
Yeah.
Like, every once in a while, it'll flare up. And it's just so bad. But,
well, I mean, as long as you learn that there's better ways to get girls on top of you.
yeah, I had a friend with me, and for people who don't know, I had a friend with me, and I'd done fishtailing so many times before, and I blame it for you because you did it all the time. And I've done it several times before then, and several times after then. But just that one time, I just sent her a little too hard.
Yeah.
And went completely sideways down the road. And for some reason, the tires just happened to catch right and shot us sideways right into a field.
Yeah.
And I remember Dad pulled up with the truck sideways, and that friend sitting on the in the ditch. And I'm pretty sure I was crying. I don't think I was crying because I was in pain. I was just crying because I was like, man, this truck is so important to me, and I just fucking, yeah, it was a rough day.
Yeah, I think I went right past you. Went right to her. Was like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, you did. And we had a toolbox in the truck, and like shit was just scattered everywhere.
Yeah.
It looked like a massacre.
Yeah, well, you always keep every vehicle you have loaded down. Like,
Yeah.
if you get into a single car accident, I swear to God, it's going to look like a complete pileup.
I just like being prepared for shit. Like the trunk of the car, completely full of clothes,
and a model boat,
just a
and
model boat.
yeah, that one from Mississippi. I thought.
Oh, that's because I hadn't unpacked all the way from college.
I know,
but a lot of it's clothes, so in case anything happens, I have spare clothes. And in the back seat, it's got trash in case I need to track bears. No, the back seat's fairly clean. I just have like a tool bag back there.
Yeah.
But for a while, it wasn't. It was just stocked full of trash.
You would probably get like 10 more miles to the gallon. Just so you know.
We just take the shit out.
Yeah.
If I take the shit out and go on a diet, we'll afford better gas mileage.
Did you see the TikTok of the two zookeepers that got locked in an enclosure with a male silverback gorilla?
I did not.
So food.
This is like the opposite of Harambe situation.
Yeah, like I think they were in there cleaning it or setting food out or something, and something happened to where somebody let the silverback out early.
Yeah,
and they hadn't got a chance to get inside yet. And there's two girls, and one girl runs to the cage door, and like she's in the doorway, like ready to close it, and the silverback comes running out, and he was definitely aggressive, looking like he had a posture about him. And
is there a video of this?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the other girl is like on the far side of it.
Yeah.
So she's like standing completely still with a bucket of food.
Yeah.
Bad thing to have with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the gorilla's kind of, darting here and there, and she's like trying to hide on the other side of a tree.
Yeah.
And like she just like keeps going, like the silverback goes around one side, and so she'd step up to the other side, then he'd come back, so she'd step back, and then she finally set the bucket down, and he darted over farthest away from the door, and then she took off running.
Yeah.
And I mean, luckily everybody got out just fine, but it was funny how she took off running.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I don't know about you, but like if I'm in like an enclosure with a silverback gorilla, those things can just kill you however they feel.
Yeah.
They can rip your arm off and beat you to death with it if they want.
Yeah.
She took off running, and she's like straight armed running. Like
Hmm.
hands down to the side and everything. Like, like I would look like an Olympic sprinter.
Yeah.
I mean, my knees would be high, my hands would be coming up. I'd be pumping all the way.
Yeah.
I ain't fucking with no gorilla.
One thing that's really bad is like with zookeepers,
Mhm.
because the only way that those animals are getting their food are from people.
Yeah,
Almost every animal associates food with people at that point,
yeah.
because they're like, oh, people are around, I'm getting food,
Mhm.
and so they make the connection. So that's like how a lot of zookeepers will like get hurt. That
Yeah,
doesn't happen often, but whenever the mistake happens, that's why. It's because they associate humans with food.
well, like, yeah, I mean, I understand that with like, hippos, crocodiles, tigers, lions,
Yeah.
bears, oh my. But, um, like gorillas and orangutans and monkeys and stuff,
Mhm.
they're different. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they're not even my favorite animal, like, I mean, I love looking at tigers for some odd reason. They just amaze me, but whenever I see it, look, I went to, what is that place in Nebraska? Omaha. I went to Omaha and went to a zoo up there, and they have a gorilla enclosure.
Yeah.
And man, it's just, like I feel guilty looking at them in cages.
Yeah.
Because you see so much similarity in between them and people, and just the way that they act and interact with each other and stuff. I'm like, so I mean, I feel like they would have like different kind of emotions, like, yeah, they see people and they're like, okay, they're going to bring us food.
Yeah.
But then there's that bitch Kathy,
Yeah.
and they might hold a grudge, like, there's that fucker Chad,
Yeah.
and if I can go after him and stuff, I wouldn't, I wouldn't be able to trust him. I could trust that a tiger would eat my face off if I didn't have any food with me,
Yeah.
like if it wasn't fed right and stuff. But a gorilla, like, just, you know what? I'm gonna beat the fuck out of Kevin today.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I guess so. Why not? And just fucking destroy you. Whenever I go to the zoo, my favorite animal to look at is either like the lemurs.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I really like lemurs and red pandas.
Yeah.
My favorite animal is raccoon, but they don't have raccoons at zoos. So.
Well, no, we just go outside for those.
Yeah.
I do. I like on like the Missouri. The Springfield Zoo has a Missouri, enclosure or whatever,
Mhm.
which I guess means they just built a cage randomly, and whatever was in there was in there.
Yeah.
But they have like foxes in there,
Mhm.
and I love foxes, and I
Yeah.
want a fox so bad.
We've talked about that before. Like,
Oh,
you want to find a baby fox.
if I could get a little kit,
Mhm.
and because my dad used to ask me, "Why do you want a fox?" I'm like, "It's half cat, half dog. Like, why wouldn't I want that?"
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. I just think they're pretty. Probably the same way you do with red pandas,
Yeah. I don't know why I like raccoons so much, but that's another thing. Like, I even liked raccoons before the third
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Like them forever. But it'd be really cool, like just finding a baby one and just like raising it to be around people and shit.
Yeah.
It'd be really, really cool. I would love it.
It's probably the hands.
The hands?
Yeah. The fact that they have hands. It makes them adorable. Yeah.
I like them because they're like so curious.
Yeah. Have you ever seen one eat a grape?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's adorable.
There's some really cool animals.
Oh,
Man, we went from Mike Tyson to Brokeback Mountain to gorillas.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably one of the most realistic conversations we've had on here because this is how we are like daily. Like,
Yeah.
we start talking about something and then it goes skating off into fucking Wonderland.
Speaking of which, last night you talked about but what's the guy's name? We just watched him on TV. Peace.
Peacemaker?
Yeah, we talked about Peacemaker for like I don't know 5-10 minutes,
Yeah.
and then we spent the last like 5 hours of that day watching Peacemaker.
Yeah.
And then we woke up and continued watching Peacemaker.
Well,
we finished the whole show in one night.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well knock the season out if it's out, you know?
Yeah.
It was just it was a really good, like, wherever said you hadn't seen it, I was like, you'd actually like it, though. 'Cause
Yeah.
it actually has humor in it. And
I mean, it wasn't like it's nowhere near any of my favorite shows.
yeah,
But it was still a good one.
I really appreciated the fact that they waited until the last episode to preach at us.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, it's coming eventually.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, they gave us all the other episodes to watch freely, and then the last episode they kind of like preaching, and then
And it was really brief. It was like
Yeah.
30 seconds, maybe.
yeah, I mean, sure, you know, like you make your point. That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't care about that, but whatever, the whole storyline, the whole movie,
The Marvels.
Aquaman 2,
Yeah.
you know, like,
I hate that they're ruining these movies with that.
yeah. Well, it's like in Peacemaker, you know, like one of the characters was a lesbian,
Yeah.
you know. It was very natural. It wasn't forced.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything. It wasn't.
And it's not like it was hidden either. It was very obvious and
Yeah.
open about it. And yeah.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, it was. I don't know. It was great. It was a character that you know that they came up with that was actually just fluidly in the story. You know,
She was badass too.
yeah, she was, and I mean, she had some moments, you know, because she
Yeah.
was so new. But you know, like the whole human torpedo thing, that was pretty funny.
That was clear. And then the way he used it back on her.
Yeah.
Like maybe 2 minutes later.
Yeah, but you know, like that should be an example for I think storytelling and for comic book movies in the future. At this point, the way that they do things and like the way that the Marvel universe has gone and how DC is kind of DC, you know,
Yeah.
because DC never does shit right, like at all.
Well, thanks to James Gunn, they're starting to.
We'll see.
Yeah.
That Flash. Good Lord, your dog has just gone insane.
Yeah.
But you know, if he can do it right, cool. I have more power to him. But the way that they're being, I would much rather they just quit making comic book movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
Well, we're going to have a break real fast so I can get my dog under control.
yeah, she is like 100 miles an hour outside the door.
And we'll do a clap transition like a tutu. And we're back.
She put up now.
Yeah, she's put it up. Being a pain in my ass.
Oh, she is your child, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Good, isn't it? I'm so tired. I'm
Yeah.
away.
Now, what were we talking about?
James Gunn.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, either stop the preaching in comic book movies or just quit making comic book movies. Because, I mean, like, the fucking fan base is dwindling now because we're, like, just sick of the shit.
Yeah.
So,
I hope Marvel goes in a better direction because they've definitely become this. Every movie is about a message. You know, I hope and pray that they do their movies like they used to.
well, you know.
And by used to, I mean like 2022 was fine. Those were good movies.
Well, and the bad thing is, like, their messages aren't bad. Like, okay, cool. Good,
Yeah.
good message. But do you have to fucking beat it down our throats?
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to. You know, like, you don't, not everything, you don't base a movie and a complete storyline behind the message and the propaganda that you're wanting to do. You
Yeah.
know? I mean, put it in a fucking backstory.
Yeah. Or like during the credits, do a little quote at the bottom that says the movie's message or whatever.
Yeah, like, you know, movies are entertainment. to be fun. Like what why would I give two shits what uh, Hawkeye's opinion on fucking global warming or
Yeah.
like he's a guy that shoots people with arrows. Aquaman breathes underwater and talks to fish. Why do I give a fuck about his opinion about global warming?
Yeah.
Just fucking God almighty. Anyway, yeah, I'm getting mad about it just sitting here talking about it.
Your truck driver friends are not liking us constantly talking about our nerd movies.
Oh no, there's a few of them right now that are like, yeah, you're damn straight. Like, quit fucking trying to talk to us like we're kids.
Oh, hell. I don't know. They need to get under control or, like you said, just stop.
Oh, speaking of truck driver friends,
Oh, Lord.
I have some big news.
Okay.
Ginormous news.
Don't care. I'm just
Are
kidding.
you sure?
No, I want to know. I'll decide if I don't care afterwards.
Bernie's meat.
Oh.
Well, I'm telling you, he was talking about like making some this weekend, I think.
That's I'm all fuck.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he was telling me he's got a new way of doing it. I ain't gonna tell how he was telling me how he was gonna do
Yeah.
it, but it's very exciting.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. But here's the problem.
Huh.
I told him that you wouldn't get any until we're doing the podcast.
That's fucked up.
Open mic reaction.
That's fucked up.
Hey, he's going to a lot of trouble on this.
We're gonna record it like the day you the day you get it. We're like, yeah, we'll hit record.
We're about to do a 10-minute podcast.
Sponsored by Birdie Meats Emporium.
Mm-hmm.
That's the closest thing we'll ever get to a sponsor.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I looked into the monetizing deal, and you have to have like for Spotify, you got to have like 100 listens in 60 days, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
Now, we might as well throw it up there, but I kind of hate the fucking putting commercials out there.
I mean, if we're getting paid, then we can afford better mics and better setup, and then people will be more happy, and then we'll get more listeners.
Well, for our view count and the amount that they pay, if we podcasted for 753 years, we might be able to afford one mic.
We'd figure it out eventually.
Yeah, because it's how many listens you get, and it's like I think it breaks down to like 4 cents, anywhere from 4 to 80 cents a listen.
Yeah.
So
I'm really excited for us getting new mics at some point because, like, obviously, people listening, these mics are not good by any means.
yeah,
But if we had nice ones, like, I feel like we would take it a lot more seriously. It would be like much more enjoyable for people to listen to.
oh well, that yeah, but like we take it more seriously. I believe I take it fairly serious.
I take it fairly serious too, but like we would be constantly talking about it throughout the week, and I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still going to buy new mics, but I mean, I still haven't made hats either. But
It doesn't matter that much.
Colin,
He ain't listening.
Oh bullshit!
Yeah, he probably is.
Yeah, he's listening on the way home. Speaking of like people listening, you remember the Shriner story that I was talking about, taking them to like go eat corn and stuff like that. One of the guys from the story actually messaged me on Facebook.
You told me that. And I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, and I'd really like to have him on at some point because I mean, I don't feel like I painted Shriners in a very good light because of that story. Because it was just one story from like my point of view, and I do know that there is a lot of good things that they do.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch some YouTube channels, there's like, I don't know, there's some freaky stuff, but like, yeah, I don't know. It's questions I want to ask because there's like a whole process.
Yeah.
And, I'm just not educated on it, like I don't know what all you have to do. I just know it's complicated.
Okay.
And I just want to find out what I got to do to get in one of those little cars in a parade. It looks like they're having the funnest time at the parade.
I'm sure they are.
I know, like just like doing the figure eights and all that stuff. I always loved that whenever I was a kid.
Funnel cake in hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll tear me up a funnel cake.
I was actually thinking I might be able to make some later.
Funnel cake?
Yeah, I could. I know how to. It's just dependent on that burner or not.
Maybe sometime. I don't need it. I don't need it anytime soon. let me drop like 10, 20.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind putting the weight back. I just don't want to go over where I'm at.
Oh my god, one funnel cake is gonna kill you.
I mean,
I'm not gonna cover it in sugar.
I'm on the threshold. So.
Oh my god. It's literally just pancake mix in a pipe bag, and you just drop it in oil.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, they're like health wise. Um, I feel really different at 42 than I ever have at any other age.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a weird feeling whenever it feels like part of you is failing.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, yeah, that's not right. I mean, it's different than aches and pains. Like, I was accustomed to those. Like,
Yeah.
I was ready for that. But yeah, there's parts I'm like, maybe I need to go to a doctor.
Probably.
Fuck it, whatever.
They say that every like man is supposed to get his first colonoscopy at 45.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think it's 40.
I thought it was 45. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, I don't see any reason why I would try to do it early. but, but yeah, I don't know.
Why you're in the little area for him?
Yeah, I don't want to because my regular doctor used to play football, so he's got fucking lineman hands.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those you're driving yourself home. I'm not coming with you.
I'm gonna sit in the parking lot and cry because I feel so dirty.
I feel like I got violated.
I told that son of a bitch no. He told me I was going to feel a slight pinch, but all I could feel was both his hands on my shoulder.
What? What did he say?
Oh,
Talk about something else, please.
well, I mean, kind of staying on the subject, like
No.
getting it. Staying on the subject of getting it in the ass, I watched the State of the Union.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch all of it, but I watched enough.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we doing?
I didn't watch any of it, so you need to fill me in a little bit.
Well,
I watched it whenever Trump was in office.
Whenever you take Sid outside to use the bathroom,
Yeah.
if you want to watch State of the Union, just go out there and look where she last shit. It's basically the same thing.
Same shit show.
I mean, all the State of the Union is broke down to, like I'm awesome and you all suck.
Yeah.
And they point to one side of the room, and that's pretty much it. And it's just, passing the buck along. Like oh, I tried to do this, but y'all stopped me.
Yeah. Just blame on someone else.
Yeah, and like one of the parents was there from I believe a soldier that had died, and he was very colorful about it. Like he was straight up heckling Joe Biden.
Yeah.
And, they arrested him afterwards.
The veteran?
Yeah, well, the father of the soldier that died, because he was, disturbing the peace or whatever. But I mean, everybody's in there yelling.
Yeah.
And you're like, I can't believe the Republicans are yelling like, well, I listen to the Democrats do the same shit, and then I listen to people go, I can't believe the Democrats are doing that.
Yeah.
Like it's the same stupid shit. It's a pony show.
Yeah.
Is all it is. It's a fucking pony show. You and Jamie both get to vote in your first presidential election.
Yeah.
And probably one of the worst presidential elections in history.
Well, do we even know who all the candidates are?
It's Trump and Biden. Nikki Haley dropped out.
I thought that Robert Kennedy was supposed to be in it too.
He's in it, but he's an independent, and he's not even on every ballot in every state. They don't want him.
Yeah.
Like the government, like the whole body, Republicans and Democrats, the only thing they can agree on is they don't want Robert Kennedy.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Like why?
Well, I mean, they spent all that money with the CIA on killing like his entire family.
Fair enough.
I mean, that's pretty much open knowledge now. Is that the CIA assassinated John F. Kennedy?
Yeah.
So, but they don't want him because he's kind of not kept in check. They like how they don't want Trump. Because he's not really kept in check. He kind of is. Like he'll toe the line. Yeah, he'll dance across it time to time, but most of the time he plays ball.
Yeah.
But it's times that he doesn't play ball that people get upset about. Um, but Robert Kennedy, he don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what are you gonna do? Bring back his family and then kill him again? I mean,
Yeah.
so I don't know. I mean, I would love to have him, Robert Kennedy, as a president. I mean, if he had a legitimate shot, that's who I would vote for. But with them keeping him off the ballot in several key states, there's no way he can win.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's bad. It's a bad deal. But yeah, no. Basically, your choices are Trump or Biden. And I know which way I'll vote, and I'm sure everybody can guess. But I don't.
I know which way I'm going.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something to. I don't think it's anything to talk about. Like on I don't think people should talk about who they vote for. I think our vote should be kept private.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a personal decision that you have to make on how you feel that the country should go. But like, I'm not the biggest Trump fan. I'm not the biggest Biden fan. I mean, I can tell you for sure I'm not a Biden fan at all because I mean, I love the movie Weekend at Bernie's. But I didn't think it was like a good structure for the United States.
Yeah. Good old Sleepy Joe.
And yeah, I don't know that. And I don't know. It's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just a wee bit. Wee bit.
yeah. I mean, if I had a daughter, I wouldn't let her around Trump. But I mean,
See that clip of Trump recently? Like he was walking through an airport, and this family was like just standing there, and they're being completely respectful, wasn't hollering at him or nothing,
mhm.
and they were just standing there, just enjoying the moment. And Trump like walked up to him and was like, "You have such a beautiful family," and like was just being like really nice to him.
Mhm.
And I don't know, it's just a cool clip to see that
Yeah.
like a politician can be a good person at moments.
Yeah.
So
I think what drives a lot of people to voting for Trump is all the lies that the media gets caught in on about Trump. Like even in the State of the Union, Joe Biden said, well, because there was a mass shooting in Iowa, and uh, he's like, well, Trump said, just get over it. And it's like, yeah, that was in what he said, but not in the context that you're putting it.
yeah.
And it's like why do you got to do that? I don't understand. Like, why are you afraid to let people make their own decisions on the context of what he's saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, even whenever
Because they want clicks on their post.
right, but I mean, like, I'll see the stuff with like Biden, the shit that he does,
Yeah.
and it's all like, okay, yeah, he does do that, but I mean, like, 95% of his speech was coherent.
Yeah.
I mean, but he does kind of so
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know.
Never claimed to be a smart man.
I don't know. It's just I mean, times change, things change. I'm not scared of change, but just watching how things are changing, it is pretty nerve wracking.
Yeah.
Like like, oh, everybody needs to have an electric car. And yeah, it'd be cool that we all had electric cars that would help the environment. And, like the world would, like, well, I don't know about the world, but America would adjust to it and we would make it work because that's what America does. Like oh, here's a problem. Okay, we'll handle it, and then we'll make it work.
Yeah.
But in the back of my mind, like, okay, but it's an electric car with a computer that's probably smart. Well, not probably, is smarter than me. And what if they just like want to hurt us like cattle? And you know what? Everybody go over here. And you can't do anything about it because you're in your electric car and they have control over it.
Yeah.
And I know that, like, oh, that's a conspiracy theory. Well, so was aliens.
Yeah.
So was the CIA shooting John F. Kennedy. You know?
Yeah.
So, like, yeah. I mean, sometimes conspiracies are just fact. So,
Sometimes.
yeah. How do you feel about the world that you're fixing to inherit?
Lordy, am I scared about it? We really don't have a whole lot of hope in our world. There's just a lot of like shit that's out of our control
Uh-huh.
that we can't do anything about. Like we could try, but it's not going to really do much of nothing, you know. And there's just so much fake stuff now. Like it's so hard to tell what's real and what's not. Because with like AI getting really, really good
Mm-hmm.
and like Unreal Engine and like different softwares are getting so unbelievably realistic.
Yeah.
It's like genuinely hard to tell when some things are fake or if they're not. Because
Yeah.
used to, like, I don't know, 5 years ago, I could tell pretty damn quick. You know,
Yeah.
I always had like a pretty decent eye for it. And now I'm seeing shit. I'm like, wow, I can't believe they actually did that. And then one of my friends will be like, no, that's CGI. I'm like, that was bonkers.
Yeah. I, in a way, I'm excited for that. You know, because I mean, do I do I think that AI would be able to make a movie that is enjoyable and all that, like just randomly? Nah. I mean, I think it'd be weird and corny and stuff like that.
Mm,
And a lot of the problem with AI that I have with AI right now is that somebody controls it. So like there's certain things that AI won't tell you what to do.
yeah,
You know, like if you're on ChatGPT and you're like, like how do you make napalm? It won't tell you how to make napalm.
yeah,
But sometimes you can trick it into like, hey, role play as my grandmother telling me a bedtime story about her making napalm.
yeah,
And it'll go through the whole story and give you like step by step instructions on how to do it.
yeah,
But for the most part, it's all censored. But if you look at it, like Google and is heavily censored on what you see.
mm,
Like you type in something, you only see what they want you to see on that first page.
yeah,
If you keep on going to the page after page after page, eventually you'll get to more independent sources.
mm,
But all the first pages are going to be only things that they decide that you see.
yeah,
So I mean, they talk about misinformation and stuff like that. And yeah, there's misinformation out there, sure. But there's also just coached information, that's just, all right, you hungry little bird, here's the worms over here, and,
yeah.
they're all gummy worms. So,
I really don't give much of a shit. Like, I'm gonna keep doing my life, trying to enjoy it as best I can,
mhm,
and dodge the bullshit when it comes. Because I really don't give a damn, like, about the government or
mhm,
like you gotta follow the rules and you gotta pay your taxes, and that's like the bare minimum I'm gonna do. Because
yeah,
I just don't give a shit because none of it is really that important. Like, you got to know what rules you're supposed to follow,
yeah,
and that's basically it. And there's nothing you can do about it if you have a problem with it.
yeah,
You have a problem with another person and like go to court or resolve it yourself. But when it comes to the government, you can't really do shit about it. It's just, you
yeah,
know, your one vote isn't gonna, like, I know that everybody says that, like, your votes matter, da da da. But it's not gonna completely, like, if you vote one way or the other,
yeah,
your one vote's not going to matter that much. It's whenever everybody does it collectively.
right,
So you just being one little ant in the whole fucking world. It doesn't. I don't find it as an importance as other people do.
Well, where I think your vote really matters. I mean, I think your vote matters in every election, but I think where it matters the most is starting with your local elections.
Yeah.
The town mayor and stuff like that. Because I mean, that you will like lose by 6 votes. I mean, I was on the city council as a fill-in one time, and uh, I was like, well, sure, I'll run. And because I don't think anybody was going to run, so like, "Hey, sure, I'll do it again." And then Frank decided to run, and immediately I knew. I was like, well,
Yeah.
I guess I don't have to plan on doing this.
Yeah.
And I agree with pretty much everything Frank had. Like everything that he thought, I kind of thought the same way. And he had a lot more experience at it. He had more time to do it. But I didn't feel that it was right for me to drop out because several people had asked me to run. So I went ahead and ran, and I lost by 6 votes, which I lost to Frank. Awesome.
Yeah.
Like I didn't feel bad about it at all.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't like is even on local town politics, the Facebook machine was a churning.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, because there was a clique and everything, and they wanted Frank in, and they started talking about shit that I wasn't even a part of.
Yeah.
Like I was supposed to be like a yes man, and I guess I think Dusty was the mayor at the time, and
Yeah, he was.
like my stance on something, like I guess I was supposed to be against Chad. I guess that's our police chief.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be against him. I was like, no, I'm not. I think he's doing a fine job.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I made my stance on him, like like yeah, he can be an ass to the people you want him to be an ass to. That's kind of what cops do. So yeah,
Yeah.
and so after I finally said something on there and like dispelled the notion, like stop lying about me. Like if you disagree with something I say, then okay, like it's fine. you know. But the worst thing that happens is I lose to Frank, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like I support him 100%. I mean, fuck, I might vote for him. Like
Yeah.
it's not a big deal. And anyway, so we got through that. But your local elections, your county elections, your state elections, and then your federal election—that's what I feel is the list of importance.
Yeah.
So
It's just hard being informed about like local elections
yeah.
because we're in little buttfuck nowhere. Like if you're not on Facebook, you don't know about it.
Well, I don't know. We getting a little truck stop, man. Got to change the world.
Oh God,
I honestly think that that's going to be a bad deal.
it's gonna be deserted in like 5 years.
No, it'll stay busy.
Well,
Like,
that truck wash will.
well,
I don't think the truck wash will last.
uh, maybe. Here's the problem with that. If that truck wash starts to make money, Love's will put in a truck wash. They'll partner with Blue Beacon, and then they'll put a Blue Beacon in, and that's what they'll do.
Yeah.
So I mean, the ones that are doing the truck wash, I wish them the best of luck, and I will do as much business there as I possibly can.
Yeah.
You know, um,
Yeah, I'm not like down talking any of them. I'm going
Right.
off of past businesses in Jasper.
yeah, and patterns and stuff like
A lot
that.
of them don't last long.
Yeah, but I mean, this.
Jim Dandy's was like the longest lasting one in a long time.
Yeah,
And they were
but-
only business for like 15 years. If
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, but they just changed. Like basically, somebody they got bought out, and then they changed it over to Grand Avenue. So I mean, it's still going, but it's just under a different name, different owner.
Different place too.
Yeah, they upgraded the place, and they made. I think Grand Avenue did a lot of upgrades. So, but as far as this truck stop, everybody's excited about the tax revenue that's going to be generated coming through town. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be that much of a difference. I hope I'm wrong,
Yeah.
but I don't see it being that much of a difference. I think it's probably going to hurt us more than anything. I worry about Grand Avenue. I worry about McKay's. I worry about Judy's. The places that have been here for a long time.
Oh my gosh, if Judy's ever closed their doors, that's going to be a rough day.
It's a strong possibility.
It is, yeah.
Because they're supposed to be putting in a Subway and a Dunkin' Donuts.
A Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah.
I don't see that.
Yeah, they're putting in a Subway and a Dunkin' Donuts.
There's only one Dunkin' Donuts in Joplin.
Yeah.
It's so weird that we're getting one.
Yeah. So, I mean,
it's just an uncommonly seen place.
Well, there is a Dunkin' Donuts in Carthage.
Where?
It used to be an old bank building. It's over there by the roundabout by Iggy's.
Is it fairly new?
Yeah, it's pretty new.
That makes sense, though.
But I don't know. I mean, they have some good iced coffee.
I've never had Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, I'm like they do like I don't know, like Scooters has that like a caramel frappe deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they do. Like,
I assumed it was just a donut at Starbucks,
Yeah.
I do not try their donuts. I've heard good things about their donuts.
I like them better than like Krispy Kreme.
What?
Yeah, I don't like Krispy Kreme donuts.
I do like them. I mean, sometimes they're on the sweet side.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get the old-fashioned donut, where it's just like a sweet batter, it's got no glaze on it or nothing, man, let me tell you, that's the shit.
Or I could just eat any daylight donut and be happy.
Daylight donuts is pretty good.
Yeah. So,
Krispy Kreme.
Right.
Krispy Kreme is my motherfucker. I love Krispy Kreme.
And then like Lamar, they have this Heavenly donut, and it's pretty close to daylight donut.
Yeah,
I enjoy their donuts.
There's this donut shop, and
so we got like a fat ass conversation going here.
There's this other donut shop in Pittsburgh. It's like right next to my buddy's house, and I went and had it not that long ago after work, and it was pretty damn good. Tell you what.
Yeah, but I worry that the truck stop's going to bring some bad things, and like the Love's truck stop, they usually put in like a Love's. Like a roadside service kind of deal, like serve breakdowns and stuff like that. Well, we already have that in Jasper, and
a couple, right?
S&S,
and there's that other one.
S&S is pretty much the only one I know. Okay. But, yeah. So I mean, I'm afraid that they're going to take some work away from them, which I hate to see, because I mean, I've seen them do a lot of positive things for people that are like hard up, like somebody doesn't have the money to get towed, but they'll take the hit or they'll work with them,
Yeah. The majority of the people at S&S are fairly good people.
Oh, yeah.
I disagree with that statement for like quite a few of them, but I would say the majority is all right, But,
yeah, I just, I don't know. I like Sean, he's the one I deal with the most. And,
I do really like Sean.
Yeah, like he's done so many. I've seen him just take away from himself to give to somebody else over and over.
Mm-hmm.
So, I tell you, shit, what else are we going to talk about? Talk about a truck stop.
Run out of things already.
What else is there? I mean,
we got Brokeback Mountain, boxing, UFC, donuts, truck stops. I think we're running out of things.
Well, we need to find something good to cap this off because most of this has been kind of the country sucks. There's good cowboy movies, like what's something fun we can talk about?
What is your top 3 video games of all time?
Oh, but like ones that I enjoyed the most.
Your personal top 3.
My personal top 3.
Like they are your favorites.
So number 3, I would put Halo.
Which one? The first one?
I really enjoyed the first one, but I put 1 and 2 in the same box.
Okay.
But Halo, then GoldenEye off of Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
and then World of Warcraft for all-time favorite.
I feel like those are pretty like fairly solid picks.
Hmm.
I feel like Halo being your top is kind of crazy, but I'm sure there's plenty of memories with it and shit.
Oh, with Halo, like Halo, whenever Halo came out, it was groundbreaking at the time, like shield recharge and, you know,
It was sci-fi Call of Duty.
yeah, but I mean, that was like the first time that I remember where, you could take some damage and then it refreshes back. And the AI on the characters was so good. Or I guess it wasn't AI, it was more like scripting.
Mm.
And GoldenEye was just fun to play with your friends.
Yeah.
I mean, I still remember Canton getting pissed whenever I was staying up there in Michigan because we played GoldenEye over and over and over. Like, I got tired of winning,
Yeah.
and
I remember you and Canton used to take Madden like really, really seriously.
Madden, yeah, yeah. He did
take it way too seriously.
He did finally beat me.
Eventually.
Yeah, he did finally beat me. But then we played another game and I whipped the shit out of him. But
I never really liked Madden that much. I just never really cared for it a whole lot. I played, I think it was Madden 17 pretty hard, like with some friends, but I never got I was grinding every day trying to get really good.
Mhm.
I stayed mediocre the whole time I played it. But I think it was Madden 20. I think that might have been it.
Yeah.
Still, I was decent, but I was nowhere near good. It was just hanging out with friends.
So, you figured out girls yet?
Huh?
You figured out girls yet?
Hell no.
Okay. I was hoping I wasn't the only one. Oh, man.
Oh, what's your top 3 video games?
What? Are you coaching me here?
I guess so.
What is your top 3 video games, son?
Doesn't matter.
Fuck you.
So women? Is that what you're?
No. I was trying to think of some fun subjects to talk about. Like,
I had one, and you just missed it.
well, I feel we talked about comic book movies and stuff already. Like,
Way to stop making this the Virgins podcast.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, it sounds like we get some, semi-regular.
We don't need to be lying to people.
Mm. I don't even remember what the shit looks like anymore.
Oh my god.
They got teeth, right?
You do see those Arby's ads every once in a while, right?
No, I don't. I don't like Arby's. Wait, does that mean I'm gay?
Might be.
God. I got a lot of work to do though. I got to start dressing better.
Gotta be funnier.
Yeah, I got to be funnier.
You gotta be just altogether cooler.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. You plan on going to the Pride thing? I think they have it
No.
in September. You're not?
No.
It's such a good time.
The Pride Parade?
Nah, they have like this whole like carnival festival thing in Joplin. I think it's in September.
I'm gonna pass. It's not like I have anything against it. I just it's not fun for me. I've gone to one before.
Have you?
I mean, it was a rally. It wasn't like
Mm-hmm.
really a parade. It was like a small version of a parade, and I don't know. It just wasn't fun for me because I mean, I'm not like an avid support the gays. I don't have anything against them. There's a lot of people that are in that group that I really, really care about,
Right.
But I'm not gonna go out of my way. I guess you could say.
It's not like I'm gonna put like a Pride bumper sticker on my truck or anything.
Yeah.
But I just like any place that where I stand a chance of getting a free drink.
You think you got a chance?
Fuck you, I'm cute. That TikTok that we made, I had a lot of fun with that.
I did not.
Everybody could tell.
I look fucking awful on that.
Dude, we have to come to the understanding that we're not going to look good in any video that we do.
Well, I was wearing like a t-shirt. I had it tucked under a fucking tit flap. I was like, man, I know I'm not that fat normally. Just sitting in the car, just did something to me.
Dude, I had my phone sitting there like I was watching TikTok on the toilet. Like, like where
Yeah,
I had like the quadruple chins going on and
yeah.
everything. I was
You can
drunk.
tell. You couldn't tell which mouth was moving.
Yeah, but I mean, I was drunk, so that's why I just let it slide. But, you know, girls, that
I had to
they,
put up with your drunk ass. I had to drive you home. I had to be publicly humiliated.
girls like, they're the ones that taught me that you got to have the high angle on the
Yeah,
camera. Like, that drops like 15 pounds, like immediately.
yeah.
Um, I never knew that, but then
Then you're stretching your neck. It gets rid of like fat.
yeah, and like I don't know, I never thought anything of it whenever I was younger, and like I don't know, it was back when texting was new, and
Cold ass.
yeah, you would like get a lot. I got more pictures back then than I do on Snapchat now. Like an app made for that shit.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then I started noticing that every girl had the camera way up, like arm length away, like 45-degree angle, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, huh. And then I started looking at dating sites, and like every every profile is a fucking same on there. Like I mean, it all depends on which one you go to, but it's always you got you got the profile picture, arm length, 45 degrees, somewhere in the bio, something about her 17 kids and how they're all her world. Like
Yeah.
it's the same phrasing, whether it's 17, 3, 2, 1, dogs, but whatever it is their world. And I'm like, okay, skip that one.
I always noticed that like the difference in generation. Like your generation was always the high armed pictures and whatnot.
Uh,
Ours are mirror pictures.
yeah, yeah,
Those are the hits recently.
yeah. Well, most of the mirror pictures I see, like, they cover the face. I'm like,
Yeah, cover the face, one ass cheek on the counter. That's about how it
yeah,
goes.
like, I appreciate the effort, but,
Yeah,
like, I want to be able to, unless you're going to sit like that at the restaurant I'm supposed to meet you at,
yeah,
maybe possibly send me a picture I can recognize.
yeah.
I didn't realize, like, is it a problem for, like, your generation? Like, do you get asked for dick pics a lot?
No,
You know?
no. I don't think I've ever gotten asked for a dick pic.
Oh my
No,
God.
I have, but no, not often.
I've gotten asked so many times. Like, for a while there, like, especially in my 20s, I could have charged admission, but I never would send one because I don't know. Like,
It's dangerous.
well, yeah, I mean, like, it's there forever. Like, I don't even ask for like naked pics from girls. Like, I, I did whenever I was younger, because boobies,
Yeah,
But I got to where I didn't ask for it. I mean, if they sent them to me, I was more than grateful. but but I didn't feel like it was my place to ask because I mean, I've got a lot of friends that are girls, and I've seen them tell me horror stories about like pics getting passed around and stuff like that, and forwarded to other people, and I'm like, I don't want any part of that.
yeah,
So I just think it's a bad look. But again, if they send them, great.
yeah, yeah.
I'm just not going to ask.
Oh hell. Well, I gotta use the bathroom, so
Man, you got to use the bathroom before you start.
yeah. So I save it, so it's a good thing to say to end it.
Eventually, you're going to have to try to like outlast me on this.
No, because we go for like 4 hours.
And that's okay.
I don't want to sit on a podcast for 4 hours. I'm not Joe Rogan. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought us having fun was a good thing.
Hell no.
Well, fine then. I guess I'm going to go do something productive.
Yeah, whatever.